Give it a couple more minutes. Welcome, everyone. We're still waiting on our guest. That's all right. He's on site doing some surveying today, so hopefully he will join us.
Got a question
If
in the
not,
meantime, Dean.
sure, yep.
Is this the same link every week?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
no worries. I always go through the new event, but I can just keep the same one. Thanks.
Yeah, yep. Just same link makes it easy. While we're still waiting, just a bit of housekeeping. As we go through, we'll have opportunity for questions. If you want to ask a question, you can just take yourself off mute. We'll have a questions answer session at the end, but if you have a question throughout, just either put it in the chat or happy for you to interrupt. Just checking a couple of things. He's just sending me a message. He's on his way in. He'll be here shortly. There we go. Hello. Hello. Nimalan, can you hear us? You're on mute.
Do you hear me? Yeah.
Yes. No, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So sorry for waiting. I
no.
was waiting my mail. Okay.
That's all good. So
Yeah.
we will kick it off. So thank you for everyone for joining today for our next episode of Points, Lines and Polygons. Our guest today is Nimalan, and forgive me for not even trying to pronounce your surname, but which is a bit rude, but I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Sellaththurai. Yeah, Nimalan Sellaththurai. Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
So Nimalan has an interesting journey, and that's really why I wanted to chat with him today. A journey across Sri Lanka to Qatar to the UK, and now here in Australia as an engineering surveyor, and so yeah, so I really just wanted to welcome and just chat about that journey, I guess, in terms of how did you, like, we could go back as far as you really want to, and how you got into the spatial industry. But I guess one of the big things I'm really interested in is how that journey went along from Sri Lanka through the different countries to end up here in Australia?
Yeah. Actually, 2024, I entered to university. Actually, in Sri Lanka, the courses are selected by the ranking, the advanced level ranking. So based on the results, we have only one university for surveys. On when I start the studies is 2024. So only the university called University of Sabaragamuwa. So based on that cutout, I selected for the BSc Surveying Science course. Then I selected is when we go second and half year, they divided the specialization in surveying and remote sensing and GIS. So I chose the GIS, and I did my specialization on GIS well. So it was an unexpected journey. So we don't know, when I go to the uni, I don't know if there is a subject is GIS, but when we finish 2 years and a half, the lecturers instructs that there is a demanding industry is called GIS. So some of our students choose that one, and we finished that degree in 2028. So after finishing the degree, 6 months I was working in Sri Lanka with a licensed surveyor. Actually, that time we don't have any opportunities to get training in Sri Lanka for GIS field. I heard only one institute called Arthur C. Clarke. Maybe you know that is from UK. So one scientist. He was in institute in Sri Lanka. So only few students getting chance, others all going to surveying industry. So during some situation, I moved to Middle East. So I got offer from survey side for oil and gas. So I went there. But 5 years continuously, I work in heavy construction, oil and gas, and building construction and real estate, a lot of things. So, but during that time, the GIS, actually I'm not involved in GIS, only setting outs and as build and major construction. But I the GIS, ArcGIS and address and some QGIS, I was in touch because I see some webinar and I see the demanding on the Europes and other countries like Australia. But I am always in touch with GIS, but not in the field. So after passing Qatar, I think I work until 2027. So nearly 7 years in Qatar. So I back to Sri Lanka after get married. So I got a work on water boat, Sri Lankan water boat. So I work as a subcontractor, but all the final output need to go as a GIS database. So our one consultant is above me. So I'm always reporting all the as-built and all the pipes and all the details going to the database. So that time I have touched nearly 2 years. I manage the database for what about as built. So after another so what about project, but the GIS sector managed by someone else. So we do only CAT as built and they manage the other data. Then I moved to actually from 2020 to 2029 I plan is come to Australia, but the barrier is English. So it's a major barrier. So there is a minimum requirement IELTS we need to do for 6. So so many times I tried, but I couldn't. But actually I need to tell I didn't give full effort. So partially I give an effort, and I could with workload I couldn't get that one. So then to 2021, I planned to do masters, and I went to UK. So I did masters in construction project management, but I chose my thesis based on my experience. I in my basic thesis title, how to do a project with efficiency with GIS. So I bring the GIS in all my experience, the Sri Lankan water board, and I bring. I make one methodology. If how we bring the GIS in active in GIS in active in other countries, but not efficiently applied in Sri Lanka. So based on my
That was part
experience, yeah.
So that was part of your master's to then bring your
Yeah.
GIS and your other experience together.
Yeah.
And that was, and did you spend that time in the UK while doing that master's?
Yeah. It's 1 year masters. So during the thesis, all my thesis based on GIS, but I bring how to make delays. I avoid the delays by using GIS, then in planning and implement stages like that. Yeah. Then I finished that one. Then I got a job in HS2. It's a high-speed rail in UK is going on between connecting London and Birmingham. Actually, it's planned to Manchester, but they cancelled. So I work in the Oxford. Nearly Oxford is a major earthwork project. Our main contractor is doing the main earthworks. So during that time, again, GES come cross. So I'm the one carrying a nearly 30 kilometer earthwork section. So we reporting the all layers by topsoil, subsoil, then rocks and other layers. But I not see here, but we did there. Also, we use LSS software in UK is very helpful, and we make layer by layer and volumes and stock files. So a lot of information, material tracking. So some information I upload to GIS, but there's a separate GIS consultant. But the final I was a senior surveyor on that project, so I have direct contact with the GIS consultant and sharing the.
So it's sort of bringing that surveying and the GIS and all that sort of stuff together, but underlying it, you've obviously got that interest in GIS and how to bring that into the different projects. And so how long did you then spend in the UK working from there?
From 2022 to 20 last year, 2020, it's 2025. That's nearly 3 years. Yeah, 3 years I worked. Yeah.
And then, so what was the journey to Australia, or I guess what was the underlying reason for then going from the UK to then coming to Australia?
Yeah. That's an interesting story. Even I was in UK, my mind in I need to move to Australia so because a lot of my friends immigrate here, so they come direct in 2029 after graduate directly, so they charge the experience here, the demand for surveys and GIS and other fields. So when I was in UK, I applied for the jobs. So luckily I got one offer from here. So it's a Mara group.
And so did they sponsor you to come to Australia?
They sponsored me. Actually, they sponsored me in 2024, I think. So I came as a 1 year delay because there is some police clearance. It's get from delay from the Gulf countries. They take me long. So all the clearance takes some time, and also the current project in HS2, I am busy with that work. I postponed 1 year. So I came here 2025 November. First time I came 2025 January, but I see the country and the jobs and the situation, all area. I visit some, and I got some. Okay, we can move from UK. Then I move on November 2025 here.
And what was the process of, because we get this question all the time about sponsorship, and so what was the process behind getting sponsored to be able to then come to Australia?
It's straightforward, but many employers worrying that is a more responsibility and more cost, and maybe they feel additional expenses. It's not like that. It's straightforward. There is the government. I think Australian government now make it easier. Yes, there they different visas 482 and 196. So when I come as a 482 visa. So during the 482 visa, it's a temporary skill shortage visa. So it's a surveys and the demand. So very straightforward. In applied, I got a visa in 1 month. There is a minimum salary. The school is advertised on the Home Affairs website. Yeah.
Yep.
And after coming here, if you work 2 years continuously in 482, we no need to do the skill assessment. So before we need the IELTS English requirement for skill assessment is the minimum 6. But if you come 482, work 2 years, we no need skill assessment. So nowadays,
Right.
so many of the one using that way. But I did the skill assessment as well. So if you have skill assessment, we can go directly apply for 196 visa. It's directly PR.
And the sponsorship, was it to be working on a big project with what you're doing now, and because what I tend to see is that where there's a big project, companies can sponsor a little easier. Where it's just trying to fill a role within, it might be a GIS analyst or whatever within an organisation, so it's a little harder for the company to justify it. Whereas, are you working on a bigger project that allowed you to then get that visa?
Yeah. It was I came here Storm project.
Right.
The Sydney Metro between new airports, Western Sydney Airport, St. Mary railway line.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but there is a not requirement like that. I think the employer can advertise, and if they don't find any employee in local,
Yeah.
if someone apply from abroad, they can justify that.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing, is that the regulations around it, that the company has to show that they've tried to find someone locally. And if they can't, and that's what makes it a little easier when it's a bigger project, when you've got a lot of people that you need in a short period of time, then companies can justify that a little easier, and whereas that's a little harder to say, I couldn't find the right person, the right GIS person or surveyor or whatever it happens to be when it's a single role. But
that's true.
So you're here now in Australia, and so what is you're sitting in your car office right now?
I'm inside now.
So what are you doing right now?
I'm doing some fencing, setting out for the railway lines. The boss, we have different tasks every day. My manager sending some tasks we do. Whatever there's some team, they will divide the team, and every day have some task. It's compare UK a bit hot sometimes.
Yes.
So,
and I guess overall, what are your plans from here? Obviously, you're still doing some surveying work, but is the goal to try and get into more of a GIS centric type role?
At the moment, here there is no opportunities, but in future, I have some. I'm not expert. I have some basic things in GIS, but I can go through that. So I've started to learn some Python and other things. Study well in college that time, 2024. We didn't study that much. So, but it's a bit challenge, but I can, doing that.
And so for someone who might be watching this replay or even online today, what are some of those pieces of advice you would give to people who want to, work in Australia and, the process and all those sorts of things? What sort of advice would you give them?
Yes, yeah. So already someone contact me and in LinkedIn and asking how you go there, how you go there. So I got so many messages in inbox. Yeah, yeah. It's straightforward. It's nothing. There is no hidden. Everything is open. It's a proper way. In Australia, is the immigration is straightforward. There's no any changes, no immediate changes. Actually, when I moved from UK, it was when I entered UK was I think still the 5-year route. But there is some talk is going is they will change to 10 year, but still 10 year, but maybe change, not change. I'm not sure. But here is straightforward. We can, if we come straight away after skill assessment, we can get to the direct PR. Can
And how did you get your skill assessment done? You know, was it just a matter of presenting your qualifications and stuff?
Yeah. There is a big delay on the skill assessment. Actually, the after CLAPS SSI Serving and Spatial Institute, there is a gap. No one take over. After I think the Institute of ISNSW take that one. So I wait until they announce to accept application. Then I send. They did the assessment, and they in their website all the details are there. So what the documents we need to give them. So it's not ask any different. So whatever we did, some different formats they ask the experience we need to throw in the experience letters. We work as a full time, minimum some hours on the weekly base, and some duties. What duties we cover should match with our survey code. Yeah, even some employers is not ready to give experience letter. Sometimes in Middle East, I couldn't get the experience letter in our form, requested formats. They give me one whatever they written, but we can declare. There is a format here. We can declare that I did that job role. So
nice.
that is
And did that skills assessment process take a long time?
No,
was it weeks or months or?
I got in 1 month. 1 month.
Right.
I got the output in 1 month. They are so friendly. ISNW people, they are so friendly. They supportive people. Yeah. We can ask
and so then once you got that skill assessment, then it was just a matter of then applying for the 482 visa.
Actually,
and was there?
Sorry, 482 visa, we don't need the skill assessment. So for 186, if we need to come as a 186 visa, so if you need to get the PR, we need to go for 186. So for if you wait 2 years, no need to skill assessment, but I need to apply immediately. So I don't want to wait 2 years. So I did the skill assessment and I apply, waiting for the outcome.
And are you enjoying being in Australia now and the role that you're doing?
Yeah, it's but slightly it's not senior post like what I did in UK. UK under me there is some site engineers. I think I manage 7 to 8 engineers and 2-3 surveys. But here we need to do everything. But I think it will change on time. Yeah.
I think that's been a very interesting journey as you've worked your way around the world to end up in Australia, and it's really, I think it's great to hear that the process isn't overly difficult, and it's a matter of just people getting the process and understanding the process, and obviously if you can get someone to sponsor you, then that makes it a little easier than if people are just applying for a visa to come to Australia, and then you have to wait and get that approved and all those sorts of things. So well, I really appreciate your time today. I know it wasn't in the easiest of situations to join from your phone and in your car.
That's fine. Yeah.
And,
Actually, yes, I'm apology. I planned to take a leave, but due to some workload and some other things, I couldn't take off.
Oh, no, that's I appreciate your time because during your lunch break and just to make that time available for us, because I think it's really quite interesting that, you know, we've had a whole different range of people on the webinar over the last few months, and I think your story just really adds to that encouragement of people being able to come here and work here, and and it's just a matter of putting the effort in, you know, applying for the right, understanding who the right organisations are, like you said, the New South Wales Institute of Surveyors can now do the skills assessment from a surveying point of view. There is a couple of other organisations. There's one called Vet Assess that can do assessments for more GIS related side of things. But yeah, I do appreciate your time today. I might, if anyone who's listening in has any questions, you can either just put them in the chat or take yourself off mute. And if you want to ask Nimalan a question, if you're happy to answer some, I probably should ask you first. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions, please please unmute yourself and then just throw the question out there. It's all right. I mean, if you don't have any questions, and then that's all good. But so we might then wrap it up. Just quickly bring something up that I just wanted to, so I can. So where is it? So next week, we're speaking to a gentleman by the name of Anup, and he's or a GIS developer sort of person, and so we're going to chat with him. But I thank you for everyone who tuned in today, and I thank Nimalan for making your time available and the insights to your journey here in Australia, and if we can help with that next role or that next opportunity, then I'm sure there's plenty of people in the community who can reach out and make that happen. But welcome to Australia, and enjoy your role, and thanks for your time today. Thank you everyone for joining, and we'll chat again next week.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dean. For making me flat. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Nimalan, Dean. Cheers.
Thanks for hosting, Dean.
Okay, bye for now.